Well, if you've been watching the news, you know Kern is on course to set a bloody record for homicides. It's a topic our Olivia LaVoice has been working on since February. She's found more than 1,000 Kern residents who have been shot, beaten, or strangled to death since the year 2000. Olivia?
Jason, those statistics are correct, but the real story is a lot more than numbers. It's about people. It's about a lifetime of misery one moment of violence leaves behind.
They murdered my daughter.
You don't think that would happen here. You don't.
Wrong place at the wrong time.
Over the last 3 months, a team of KGET reporters and editors analyzed homicide in Kern County.
He's gone from us, and I really loved him like a brother. And I just hate the chance that I never got to tell him that I loved him.
This has really made me change the way I look at the world. It's almost like he stole our innocence.
There have been more than 1,000 killings since the year 2000.
And it is rather concerning. We moved up here from LA, moved up to get away from what crime we can get away from.
We took the most recent 124 killings, all of 2015 and 2016 so far as a sample. That study found pretty much what you'd expect. Homicide hits every age group, every income sector, and every corner of the county. But it's concentrated on young men in poorer parts of town.
I said, "Is he alive?" And he said, there was nothing we could do.
But the study also produced some less expected statistics. Only 40% of all 2015 homicides were solved.
Pure hell, not knowing what happened to my daughter.
And if that figure is typical, that means more than 600 cases remain unsolved since 2000, which means hundreds of families have gone without justice.
To this day, we don't know what could have caused it or the reason.
And may mean hundreds of murderers walk among us.
I just want them caught, that's all. That's all I want is why and who.
Our study uses the Kern County's Coroner's Office definition of homicide, which includes justifiable homicide.
They are yelling, "Get down, get down, get down." He didn't get down.
In 2015, 15% of Kern's homicides were officer-involved shootings, although it appears that total will be substantially less in 2016.
We just want to know, how he died, why they shot him.
Our data shows 70% of homicide victims in 2015 died from gunshot wounds. So far in 2016, that data is consistent.
Pat, 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 and they kept going and going. Pop, 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 pop.
The victims come here, the morgue, where the coroner can rule a death a homicide, death at the hands of another. The numbers reflect an ugly trend, putting our county on track to have the deadliest year on record ever.
I just heard gunshots. I thought it was fireworks at first until I looked up and seen the man fall over.
I don't know how to describe the feeling.
It's like a dream because I want to wake up. Something with hate because, look at how many times they shot her.
Law enforcement says many homicides are committed by gang members, but those numbers are hard to track because so many crimes suspected of being gang-related remain unsolved.
When they killed him like that, they sent a message, and I knew that it was serious.
It could have easily missed that boy. He had one of my kids or something.
Most homicide victims are male, with Hispanic men being the most common victims. However, our study shows that while African Americans make up just 6% of Kern's population, they count for 17% of our homicide victims in 2015.
To know that somebody was stuffed into a freezer really bothers me.
Most homicides in 2015 took place in South Bakersfield, East Bakersfield, Oildale, Arvin, and Delano. But when we look back, these deaths aren't limited to any particular area of town.
I always assumed that in a gated community should be protected, and then when I got the call, I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe that he would, or any of my family would, ever get shot or killed.
With a combined 124 killings since January 1st, 2015, the community seems to understand that lately there's been a spike in the number of homicides, leaving many desperate for the violence to end.
I can't understand why somebody could do something like this.
Everybody is somebody's son, somebody's father, somebody's something. It's not helping nobody, it's just hurting everybody involved. It's senseless.
This story is part of team coverage of homicide in Kern. We found homicide happens about every 100 hours in Kern County, but no one really tracks it. There's no place where information is gathered in a user-friendly format available to the general public.
So we created the Homicide Tracker, an interactive webpage that will follow cases from investigation to resolution. You can find the Homicide Tracker by going to kerngoldenempire.com. And tomorrow on Sunrise, we're taking a look at a few unsolved homicides that have been weighing heavily on the victims' families and the community. In studio, Olivia LaVoice, 17 News.